Hello everyone, good day. My name is Ferlin Sildo, and today I'm your reporter from Section B1. Lev Vygotsky and the Sociocultural theory will be the topic for today's discussion. In this discussion, you will learn whatever you needed to know about this topic, including Vygotsky's biography and the ZDP, or the Zone of Proximal Development. Now let us begin with a brief overview. Lev Vygotsky believed that human development and learning is a socially mediated process. Vygotsky stated that social interactions within the family and the community is a primary mean by which children acquire their behaviors. Children can enhance their cognitive processes and relative to their own society and individuals closest to them socially. Vygotsky also stands out from other prominent developmental psychologists and that he places importance on culture. He believed that there is a complex relationship between culture and child development. He made his mission to make a positive impact on child development, being determined to analyze the socialization's effect on cognitive development. Vygotsky puts on the idea that learning occurs on two levels. First is the social level, essentially on how to learn or interact in the community. Second is individual level. Learning occurs inside the child's mind. Now let us proceed in Vygotsky's biography. Vygotsky was a true master in his field, and all his work came so quickly. He was born on November 17, 1896, in Orsha, a city in the Russian Empire's western area. His official psychology training began in 1924 when he enrolled at Moscow's Institute of Psychology. His interests in psychology were varied, but they frequently revolved around child development and schooling. He also looked into the psychology of art and the formation of language. He also studied many disciplines. He studied at law school in a short period of time. Cause of death, tuberculosis. Vygotsky's life was unfortunately cut short at the age of 37. At the time of his death, Vygotsky was unknown. However, shortly after his death, he was recognized as the leading expert of his field. Now let us take a look on some of the major themes of sociocultural theory. The sociocultural theory of development studied the influence that peer or adults and cultural beliefs have on learning in children. And the first theme in the theory is the use of the psychological tools of the mind, with language being the greatest tools as a mean for communication. These intellectual tools provide methods of problem solving that children internalize through social interactions. In schools, taking notes is an example of a culture-specific tool for students to learn. This theory is centered in the belief that social interaction is essential to learning. Society increases development by engaging children in challenging activities. The sociocultural theory emphasizes the role of culture in the development of mental abilities such as language and speech. Culture attaches meaning to certain objects and experience which children learn from. Let's proceed to the zone of proximal development, one of the most important components of Vygotsky's work. It is defined as a space between what the learner is able to do without assistance and what the learner can do with assistance from an adult or more skilled peer. ZPD can be broken down into three stages for the learner: can't do even with guidance, can do with guidance, and can do alone, independently. Vygotsky argued that child won't reach their maximum potential without the help of other adults get them through that zone. The gap in learning is the zone of proximal development. For education, a child only knows how to add numbers on their own. The child would be able to learn subtraction with the help of adults. Subtraction is achievable within the zone of proximal development. The adult can help them learn. To continue, let's move on to Vygotsky's study on private speech. Vygotsky was the first psychologist to stress the importance of private speech and connect it to social interaction development. Private speech develops as children learn social speech in work and function to help children to self-regulate behaviors. Children use this private talk to gather actions. Private speech is a cognitive tool that children use to plan what to do next. Also, Vygotsky believed that this use of language is a great way to overcome obstacles and increase imagination. Vygotsky believed that children that engage in private speech has greater social competence than those that do not. Next topic, MKO, or the more knowledgeable other. Children learn through interaction with other adults and peers that are highly skilled and more knowledgeable than they are socially. When we say the more knowledgeable other is the one who is more skilled than another person at a particular task. Example, a mother was more skilled in doing the household chores than her daughter, and her daughter would definitely practice and be skilled ahead of time. Next, we have the scaffolding, which make use of the idea of the zone proximal development. It can be used to help students learn in the classroom and achieve independence, and teachers use this as a tool for student growth. In short, it is widely used in education. Now let us compare Vygotsky and Piaget's work. These two psychologists both studied cognitive developmental theories used to understand the learning in children. Now, Piaget is well known for his stages of development, while Vygotsky didn't propose or mention anything about the stages of development. Second, Piaget ignored the cultural influence on children that Vygotsky strongly expressed. Vygotsky focused in the MKO, while Piaget believed that children learn from peers. Lastly, Vygotsky stressed a major role in language, while Piaget provided less attention to language. Vygotsky argued that language plays an important role in shaping thoughts. Now, let us talk about the use in classroom. According to Vygotsky, ZPD in particular may be applied in the classroom by educators. Example, cooperative learning. In relation to the ZPD, students relying to each other in order to accomplish tasks that they would not able to do on their own. Another example, reciprocal teaching. Used for the students' reading ability. Teaches students to collaborate together by summarizing, clarifying, predicting, and so on from reading text. They look now to the more knowledgeable other. We will end here. Again, I am Ferlin Sildo from Section B1. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you learned something